Hello, thank you for joining me today. We are going to get started right away, and by the time we're finished we're going to have worked out just about every part of our body, and hopefully you will end this class feeling stretched out, refreshed, and a little more calm in your body and in your mind. So let's go ahead and get started, and we'll come right into downward facing dog today. I always like to come into downward facing dog from a push-up position because this is the distance you need between your hands and your feet while in downward facing dog. So you should be able to easily lift your hips up and back into down dog and then roll forward to a push-up without making many adjustments. So spread your fingers wide apart. We'll take a few breaths in our plank just to start building some heat in the body. So let your hamstrings, the back of the thighs, the muscles on the back of the thighs, lift up toward the sky. Let your hips drop down in line with the rest of your body. You don't want your hips hiked up quite yet. So everything in a nice, strong, straight line. And then start to spread your collarbones, fingers spread wide apart, and just gazing out toward the top of your mat so that the back of your neck stays long. Take another breath. Exhale it out. And then inhale, and exhale. Lift your hips up and back, drop down through your heels. You want your feet about hip distance apart. If you have super tight hips, you can separate the feet even wider, just to give your hips a little extra room to open up. And you can also bend the knees if your hamstrings are really tight, or if you need a little extra space in your low back. So you can always do downward facing dog with the feet wider or the knees bent if that's most comfortable for you. Otherwise, you want your feet about hip distance apart, and you can measure that. It's 1 foot distance in between the feet. And your heels, they do not have to touch the floor. They just need to be reaching toward the floor. Take a look at your hands. Make sure they're parallel with one another, and your fingers are spread wide apart. Press strongly into your hands. Crown of the head drops toward the floor. And just take a nice, long, slow cycle of breath here. Exhale it out either through your nose or through your mouth. Chin drops in toward your chest. You want the back of your neck long, so you don't want to be looking up. You want to be looking toward the back of your mat. And you can start pedaling out the feet, dropping down through one heel, bending the opposite knee, and just going back and forth, opening up the back of the legs. Arms nice and strong. You want your inner elbows rolling in toward one another. And just keep moving and breathing, or if it felt best just to hold it still, you can take another few cycles of breath there. And on your next exhale, we're going to take the knees wide, bring the toes together, sit your hips back toward your heels, bring your forehead down toward the floor, arms out in front of you, or you can bring them back beside you, whatever's most comfortable. You can even make a pillow with your hands. If you're not already familiar with this is child's pose. You can come back to this anytime throughout class that you need to take a rest. This is your practice, so you need to listen to your body. And if it's saying that you need to take it easy, then just take it easy. And then slowly start making your way back up. We're coming back to downward facing dog. Plank. And then hips lift up and back, dropping down through your heels. And then look up between your hands. Small steps toward the top of your mat with the legs straight if possible. And then once you get there, inhale, look up and lengthen. Halfway lift. And exhale, come down to fold. Bend your knees a little bit if they're not already. Chin in toward your chest, and just let your arms hang. Maybe hold on to opposite elbow. And just take another cycle of breath here. And then if you have your elbows, let your arms dangle, keeping the knees bent, roll yourself up. Nice and slowly so that the neck and head is the last to come up. And let's inhale, reach your arms. Maybe a tiny little back bend. And exhale, palms come together in front of your heart. We're going to start with some sun salutations, just to warm up the body and get it ready for the class ahead. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, open your arms, fold nice and slowly all the way down. Hands come down, chin in toward your chest. Inhale, look up and lengthen. You can either keep your hands on the floor or on your shins if you need a little extra room. You want the spine nice and long. Drop your chin down. Send your inner thighs way back toward the back of your mat. And exhale, fold. Let's do that again. We're going to actually reverse our dive. So you're going to spin your palms up, reach your arms out, come all the way up, reach way up, bending back if that feels good. And exhale, hands in front of your heart. And whenever you come back to this position, drop your shoulders down away from your ears, finding softness up near the neck and the upper back. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold. Coming all the way down. Hands come down, chin in. And then find your halfway lift, spine long. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step the right leg back, drop your right knee down. Top of your foot flat. On an inhale, sweep the arms high. And either just reaching way up or taking a little back bend. And bring the hands down to frame that front foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the knees, step back, top of a push-up. Inhale. And exhale, knees come down, chest comes down in between your thumbs. Drop the chin, keep your elbows in. Inhale to cobra, drop the hips, point your toes. Lift your heart, press into your hands. And exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back. Down dog. Inhale, reach the right leg high. Exhale, step it through in between your hands. If it doesn't make it there, if it gets stuck back here, take your right hand, place it behind your heel, and bring it up in between your hands. Drop your left knee down, top of the foot flat. Inhale, reach your arms. And exhale, hands come down, tuck the back toes, step on up, folding. And then inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, release back down. Press down through your feet to rise on up, inhaling as you reach. And exhale, palms come together in front of your heart, shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, reach your arms. And exhale, fold, lead with your heart, bowing to yourself, chin in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and on down. Inhale, left foot steps back, drop that knee down, send your hips forward and down, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands come down, tuck your back toes, step back, top of a push-up. Inhale. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin coming down. Keep your elbows in. Inhale, slide your heart through your hands, drop your hips, point your toes, pull your shoulders back, spread your collarbones, lift your heart. And exhale, tuck your toes, up and back, down dog. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, step it all the way through. Right knee comes down, top of the foot flat. Pelvis drops down and forward. Inhale, arms reach. And exhale, hands come down, tuck the back toes, step up, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, folding back down. Press into your feet, come on up, inhaling. And exhale. Let's do that one more time. One full round of the sun salutation. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, folding nice and slowly. Coming all the way down, hands reach down, chin in. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right leg steps back, drop your right knee down. Pressing through your toenails on that back foot. Inhale, reach your arms way up. And exhale, hands come down. Step back, push up. Breathe in. And exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, cobra. Point your toes, press through your toenails. Feel your knees lift off the mat, but keep your toes down. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. And exhale, step it through. Left knee comes down. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hands come down. Tuck the back toes, step up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back down. Press into your feet to rise on up, breathing in. And exhale. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Exhale, open your arms, spread your collarbones, folding down. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, folding back down. Inhale, left foot steps back, knee comes down. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hands come down, step back to a plank. Fingers spread wide apart, breathe in. Exhale, coming on down. Inhale, sliding your heart forward, lifting your heart, dropping your shoulders away from your ears. And exhale, up and back. Inhale, lift your left leg. And exhale, step it through. Right knee comes down. Inhale. And exhale, hands come down. Tuck the back toes, step up. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let's stay right here in the fold and breathe. Of course, bending your knees as much as you need to. Separating your feet as wide as is comfortable for you. And take another deep breath, breathing into the space behind your heart. Softening any tension at the back of your jaw, the muscles of your jaw, around your eyes. Maybe shaking your head yes, no. Exhaling out anything that no longer feels good in your body or in your mind. Releasing any judgments, any negativity, any tension. Just releasing it over and over again with every exhalation. Bend your knees if they're not already. Let your arms hang. Roll yourself up. Bring your feet all the way together. Toes and heels touch. Draw your tailbone in. Reach your arms. Spin your pinkies in toward one another. Squeeze your knees together as you sit back into a chair. Lift your toes. You want the weight in your heels. Keep reaching your biceps back beside your ears. Look up just a bit. Drop your hips a little lower. Inhale. And exhale, fold on down. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back, top and push up. Exhale, either lowering down knees, chest, and chin, or if you want a little bit more of a vigorous practice, lowering into a low plank, hovering above the floor. Keep your elbows in. Inhale, cobra or up dog. If you're in up dog, you're on your toes, tops of your feet. Hips, thighs, everything is lifted. You're just on your hands and your feet. Collarbones wide. Let your hips drop down. Look up. And exhale. Back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. And exhale, step it through. Warrior one. Spin the back heel down. Press down through your feet. Inhale, come on up. To warrior one. So warrior one, you're going to swivel your hips toward the top of your mat. Arms reach up. Nice 90-degree bend in that front knee. Press the knee open. Press down through the blade of your back foot. Take another breath. Exhale, hands come down. Spin up on the ball of your back foot. Downward facing dog. Let's do that on the other side. Inhale, left leg. And exhale, bring it all the way through. Spin your back foot down. That back foot's turned in about 45 degrees. And inhale, reach your arms. Start to pull that left hip back, right hip forward. You can always move the left foot over just a bit to the left if you need a little more space for your hips to come forward. Wrap that left seat underneath you. And try to square your shoulders toward the front of your mat. One more breath in. And exhale, hands come down. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower, however you choose. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing. Inhale, come up on the balls of your feet, bend your knees, and step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Press into your feet, let's rise on up, breathing in. And exhale, hands in front of your heart, drop your shoulders down. Inhale, let's keep moving. Exhale, folding all the way down, chin in. And then inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Step back, top of a push-up. Breathe in. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it all the way through. Spin the back heel down. This time, warrior two. I like to reach with my left hand toward the top of the mat and press on down, spiral on up. Make sure that front heel is lined up with the instep of the back foot. Arms reach out. And just take a few glances back and forth to release your neck. Hips are open to the edge of your mat. Press that right knee open. Shoulders soft, arms strong. Breathe in. And exhale, spin the hands down. Spin up on the ball of the back foot, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. And exhale, step through. Back foot spins down. This time reach with the right hand. Press on up. Front heel to back arch. Arms reach out. Just look back and forth a few times. Softening your shoulder blades down your back. Sinking into that front thigh. Press the knee open. Inhale. And exhale. Downward facing. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing. We'll take about 5 cycles of breath here. Feel free to come into child's pose instead of downward facing dog. And if you're in child's pose and you want to keep your arms active, come up onto the fingertips, lifting your wrists, your elbows, everything up except the fingertips. And that'll keep your arms active. Just breathe, catch your breath wherever you are. And then make your way back to downward facing dog if you're not there already. Inhale, lift the right leg. And exhale, step it all the way through. Spin the back foot down. This time we're going to take the right hand to the inside of the right foot. Press the elbow into the knee, knee into the elbow, and start to roll your chest open to the side. Reach up through the left hand. And on an exhale, bring it on down. Take that right hand back to the outside of that foot. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. And step it all the way through on your exhale. Spin the back foot down. Left hand to the inside of your left foot. Arm into the leg, leg into the arm. Reaching up through the right hand. Wrap your left seat underneath you. Press down through the blade of the back foot. Breathe in. Exhale. Bring it on down. Downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing. Inhale, right leg lifts. And exhale, step it through. This time we're going to drop the back knee down, top of the foot flat. Heel toe your right foot over toward your left hand. Come to the blade of that foot. So you're on the pinky toe side of the foot, so the sole of the foot is out to the side. And just, this is a pigeon prep, so we're not completely in pigeon. And just a little rock back and forth will help open up that outer thigh, the IT band. And we're also stretching out the quadricep muscles of that left leg. Making sure not to hold your breath. Bring the hands down, tuck the back toes, step back, down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. And exhale, step it through. Right knee comes down, heel toe the foot over, come to the blade of that foot. Move your hands however you need to make this work. If this hurts your knee at all, just come into a regular lunge. Letting that right thigh drop way down, small movements or just holding in place. Find softness in your shoulders. Set your hands back up, tuck the back toes, step back, down dog. Either stay right here or follow me for a vinyasa by inhaling to a plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale up under the balls of the feet, bend your knees as you exhale, hopper step to the top. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees a little bit. Take your hands, interlace your hands back behind you. Lift the knuckles a little bit off the back or a lot off the back, whatever you have the space for. Crown of your head, the top of your head toward the floor. Good, now straighten your right leg, bend your left knee. Drop your arms and your knuckles over toward the right and open your heart to the left. And bring it back to center, straighten your left leg, bend your right knee, drop your hands over toward the left, open your heart to the right. And back to center. Hands come down your low back. Let them slide down in front of you. Keep a nice bend in your knees. Roll up. Vertebra by vertebra. Inhale, arms reach. And exhale, hands together in front of your heart. Again, shoulders immediately dropping down away from your ears. Draw your tailbone in just a bit. And take another breath. Feel your feet. Open up your eyes. Inhale, reach your arm. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, folding back down. Stepping one leg back and then the other leg back to your push-up. Inhale. And exhale, lower yourself all the way down. Hips down, thighs down, toes down, forehead down. Reach back, interlace your fingers. Work your shoulder blades toward one another. Inhale, lift your head, lift your heart. Lengthen your arms long, knuckles down toward the tailbone or beyond. Press down into your toes, lift on up. You can roll a little bit. This might feel really good. Just rolling from side to side. Really opening up the chest and into your shoulders. Make your way back to center. Lift up for another breath. And hands come down underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Lift up and back. Down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg. And exhale, step it all the way through in between your hands. And then we're going to step the back foot in about halfway. Heel to heel, left toes turned out. Swivel your hips to square toward the top of your mat. And then inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold toward that right leg. Inhale, find a little space, pull the right hip back. And exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, halfway. And then exhale, we'll fold toward that right leg for about 3 cycles of breath. Keep pulling your right hip back and just let your face relax. Feel the back of that right leg opening up. Softening your chest down over the right leg. Relax your shoulders. Let's inhale, look up and lengthen. Take your hands over to the outside of your right foot. Keep your left hand down. Keep pulling your right hip back. And then reach up through your left hand. Navel to spine. Reach up, inhale. Staying where you are, exhale it out. Keep pulling the right shoulder back as much as you can. One more breath in. And exhale, fold it on down. Step back, plank. Exhale, down dog. Either stay in down dog or inhale, push up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. And wherever you are, just start to notice how the breath is moving a little more freely in your body. And how things are warming up. And maybe how you've kind of let go of the things that have been on your mind. You're in the moment with your breath in your body. And inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it all the way through. Back foot steps in about halfway, heel to heel. Right toes turned out. Swivel the hips. Right hip pulls back. Left hip pulls right. Left hip pulls back. Right hip pulls forward. Inhale, halfway lift, creating space. Both legs straight. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Forehead toward your shin, crown of the head toward the floor. Breathe. One more breath. And then inhale, look up. Bring your right hand and left hand to the outside of the left foot. Keep pulling your left hip back. Keep your right hand down. And then reach up through the left hand. Keep pulling your left hip back. Pulling that left shoulder back. You might get a little wobbly, and that's perfectly fine. You're burning extra calories when you are a little bit inefficient at certain things. So just keep that in mind. And also it means you're working toward your edge. If you're wobbling, even if you fall down, just let that be a part of the practice. Looking up if that's okay on your neck. One more breath in. And exhale, bring it on down. Step up, top of your mat. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Bend your knees a bit. Let your arms hang. Find opposite bicep, the muscles on the arms. Hold on to them. And just fold. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale. And exhale. Good. From here, let's come into a squatting position so the feet are already wide. Turn your heels in, toes out, drop your hips, bring your hands together. Use your hands to press your elbows to press your knees open. Take a breath. Close your eyes. Find a little softness in your shoulders, in your face, and anywhere else that you possibly can. If this is really uncomfortable for you, you can always roll up a blanket and place it underneath your heels, or you can take a block or a pillow, whatever you have, and place it underneath your hips or underneath the tailbone. We'll just take a few more cycles of breath here. Feel your hands, the palms of your hands touching one another. Feel the heat that's been created. And then sitting all the way down. We'll actually, let's stretch the legs out. We'll take a seated forward fold. You can pull your seat back a bit, lengthening out the hamstrings, sitting up nice and tall. Let's inhale, reach the arms. And then exhale, fold. Letting your hands come down wherever they are, whether they're on your feet, your ankles, your shins, or your knees, and you're just tilted forward just a little bit. You have to do what's most comfortable for you. And you don't want to be too harsh, too impatient with yourself. So just let yourself be where you are. You don't want to hurt yourself. It's not worth it. Every inhalation, just create some space, some length through the spinal column. And every exhale, find softness somewhere, anywhere, in the heart, in the shoulders, the soles of the feet. And then inhale, reach your arms out, reach them up. Take the hands down behind you, fingertips pointing toward the hips. I'm going to show you the hard version first, so you can give it a try, and then I'll show you the modification. Point your toes, lift your hips, try to set your feet flat down, and then drop your head back if that's okay on your neck. If you want the modification, if that's just a little bit much for today, bend your knees, bring the soles of your feet flat, come into a reverse tabletop, lift your hips, and again, if it's okay on your neck, you can drop the head back. And just breathe wherever you are, about 3 rounds of breath. One more big breath. And exhale. Let's come all the way down onto the back. First, we'll just take the soles of the feet together. Let your knees open up. And bring your arms up and overhead. And let your face relax. Maybe a little smile on the lips. Just knowing we are almost finished. And you've been doing something really great for yourself. Good. Soles of the feet flat, knees bent. Feet about hip distance apart. Try to line up the feet so they're parallel with one another and the heels lined up with the sit bones. That'll keep your feet hip distance. If you have a ponytail, take your ponytail out. Back of the head on the mat, chin in toward your chest. You want the back of your neck long, arms down alongside of you. Coming into bridge, press down through your feet, lift your hips. Once you get the hips lifted here, you can start to work your shoulder blades closer toward one another and your upper arm bones underneath you. You can hold on to your ankles, you can reach for your ankles, you can interlace your fingers, press the arms and the wrists down, and just press down through your feet, pressing down through all 4 corners of your feet. Face is relaxed, take a breath. And just lowering yourself down. Don't hug your knees into your chest yet because we're going to come back into that. So bring the soles of your feet together, knees open up once again. You can keep the arms wherever that it feels comfortable. Just closing your eyes for a moment. Good. Bring the feet flat once again. You can either come right back to where we were, into bridge pose with the arms underneath you, just where we were, or if you want to have a little bit more of a vigorous part of your practice, and you are able to do it, you can come into wheel. So if you're coming into wheel, you want to flip the placement of your hands so they're underneath your shoulders and fingertips pointing toward the shoulder blades. Press down into your feet. I like to come onto my head just for a moment. Not much weight on the head though. Palms flat, feet flat. I just like to set myself up and then lift my belly button high. If you're in full wheel, just let your head hang and just maybe a little rocking back and forth. If you are in bridge, just pressing down through your feet, lift your hips, press down into your hands wherever you have them. Soften the glutes, lifting through the quadricep muscles, the muscles on the front of your thighs. And take another breath. And exhaling, coming out of whichever pose you chose to come in. Bring your feet wide and just let your knees knock in toward one another. Arms out to the sides, palms up. And just gently turn your head from side to side. And then back to the center. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your knees in. Hug your knees. Rock a little bit, side to side. Massaging your low back. The space around your kidneys. Take your right leg, cross it over the left. If you're familiar with eagle legs, you can tuck your right toes behind your left calf muscles. And then once you get there, you can just keep the legs crossed. That's perfectly fine. Once you get to this point, bring your arms out to the sides. Let your left toes touch down and just pick your hips up and just bring them just a bit over to the right, not much. And then let your knees drop over toward the left. Look out over your right arm. Just breathing here. And then inhale, back to center, unwind your legs. You may need to realign your spine a bit along your mat. Take your left leg, cross it over the right, maybe tucking your toes, maybe not. Wherever you are is perfect. And the right toes come down. Hips lift up and over just a few inches to the left. Knees come in and up. And then drop your knees over toward the right. And look out over that left arm. Just follow your breath for the next 2 cycles. And then inhale, knees come back up, unwind the legs, hug your knees in. And if you don't have time today, you can finish the practice here. But if you do have time, it's really important to take a little relaxation at the end, just to let your body absorb all of the benefits from class. And also, this may be the only time that you get to really rest today. So bring your arms out to the sides, legs stretched out, toes just dropping out to the sides. Make sure you're completely symmetrical and comfortable along the floor. And let your face relax. You can drop your chin in toward your chest, bring your shoulder blades toward one another on your back. And just get really comfortable. And just begin to relax and let your body get heavy. Let the earth underneath you support you. Let your breath just return to a normal pace. If your mind starts to wander off over the next few minutes, just keep coming back to the breath. The breath will keep you anchored to the present moment. So just coming back to it whenever your mind starts to drift off, over and over and over again. Let your feet and your legs relax. Let the muscles in your legs soften around the bones. Hips getting a little heavier, belly soft. All of the muscles up the back, softening, melting down into the earth underneath you. Arms relaxing, the muscles softening around the arm bones. Hands, you may feel a little tingling in the palms of your hands. Shoulders and neck, letting any tension leave that area of the body. And the muscles of your face, all softening, especially around your eyes, the forehead, your eyebrows, your tongue, cheeks, jaw. And for the next few minutes, or as long as you have, just lay here. Coming back to the breath whenever you need to. Let your worries go, at least in this moment. relax, relax.